So welcome guys, I'm here again for you, and today the discussion will be about what's been happened to in our generation. And when I talk about our generation, I say people around like 18 years old till 25. Maybe it's a problem that will get worse if we're talking about even younger generations than the ones that I'm present in. I'm I'm in that generation that I have talked. That is the really type of surprising feature that is the decreasing of high key. The high key, that's like one of the better type of tests that we have to understand and to measure our logical type of availability to look for the world and understand patterns, and obviously having the ability to, obviously by getting this type of logical patterns, have some type of response. So for the world, it's some type of learning that we can get that is the logical one. When we think logically, we tend to do some type of actions. And the discussion will be why we are the first generation where the average high key is lower than the previous one. So high key is like a test that we see some type of patterns, figures, and we try to understand the pattern that is happening, is present, to try to find a answer for a type of a blank type of figures, a blank type of object that we're going to have to fill with a pattern that is present in one of the options that we have, and obviously has to get some type of logical sense to answer a specific type of the options that we have. That obviously has in count what was the type of logic that we have seen in the images that they have get present to us. And so what this seems to require from us: attention. We have to get attention, we have to be patient, to understand, to analyze, to test hypotheses in our mind, to understand who. So I'm seeing so squares can be like the pattern be the quantify of balls that are present inside of square, or are like the pattern having count the balls that are outside of square, or is like the differential between them that seems to follow a trend that so will be able to put us to choose an answer, and so get well and get done successfully in that type of question that we are facing. So it requires attention that I kind of think it's probably one of the worst skills that we have today because of the environment that we are included on. So what needs to be good in the skill of having attention? Probably doesn't do multitasking. Probably don't being someone that's getting get to feel that is normal to outside of social media, seeing things that give us pleasure just like 5-6 seconds after we have the knowledge of this existence. So when you see videos, for probably everyone has TikTok, and when we are in TikTok we tend to see videos of 5-6 seconds that I see the video and I will get pleasure in 5-6 type of seconds. When we're doing some type of difficult test as is a high key, we'll probably get stuck in one answer, in one question, probably around 5 minutes, 6 minutes to try to find a useful and a correct type of answer. So that's a problem that you got. It's a problem that we have need to follow and to try, and you really quick get a bit bored by trying to follow something that's pleasure, that is understanding a pattern and try to solve. And even if we find a pattern but it's not the correct one that they're trying to put us to discover, it's something that triggers pleasure when we see a pattern, and we will think that we're going to get the question being obviously counted as right, and so increasing the score that we're going to get, even if it's not the one that they're going to the ones that they are considering, it's something that gives us pleasure. But if we don't find it, we're never going to see so, and you're never going to feel pleasure. And obviously, what's the comparison that I do between a TikTok video and doing some type of problems that we're gonna face in the reality? I'm talking about a key test, but we can talk about in the normal work. It's not something that we see a problem and we solve it and obviously get pleasure 6 seconds later after starting doing the job. And so what kind of will be a tendency where we'll become more giants, because we're gonna get so as a level of reference getting pleasure in 5-6 seconds, but in the reality it's not what happens, and the tendency is we get frustrated a really good amount of times. And obviously, when you get frustrated, when we don't perceive utility in the things that we do, we kind of to decline the continuation of the behavior. And so probably for the someone's can be like comparative advantages, the ones that probably doesn't go really deep and doesn't expose their brains in this type of social medias, in this type of really quick pleasures as they are social medias, but can be as well be porn. Porn is another one, another type of thing that will in a certain way will make us be more addicted to short-term pleasures that comes with doesn't having to spend a lot of effort in comparison with the ratio that exists between pleasure and effort being needed to trigger that pleasure in real life. So that's like environmental type of context that we are included, that we're gonna be will be always gonna be sensitive from where is the environment that we're included on, and the environment that we are included on is the one that I have been saying and the one that I've been talking in the last 5-6 minutes. So and it's like a type of law that is existent in the biology. Only the better ones will survive, the ones that have the ability to have the skill to adapt the environment that they are included on to have prosperity. And what are going to be the ones that probably going to get money, the ones that will be in better jobs, are probably the ones that will not get stuck, the ones that will not overexpose to that type of things as they are porn, social media, and so they will be the ones that will tend to have prosperity.